Imagine standing in front of one of the most breathtaking architectural wonders on Earth, a masterpiece so complex and so unique that it has captured the hearts of millions for over a century. This is the Sagrada Familia, Antoni Gaudí's magnum opus and one of the most iconic buildings in the world. But here's the twist. After more than 140 years of construction, it's still not finished. Why is that? To answer that question, we need to go back in time to 1883, when Antoni Gaudí took over the Sagrada Familia project. The church was just an ordinary design. The original architect had a more conventional plan, but Gaudí, a visionary with a profound understanding of nature, faith, and geometry, transformed it into something extraordinary, a church that would blur the lines between the natural world and the divine. Gaudí's vision for the Sagrada Familia was unlike anything the world had ever seen before. He was inspired by the shapes of trees, flowers, and natural forms. He believed that nature itself was the greatest architect, and he sought to mimic its beauty. From the twisting columns inside to the magnificent facades depicting the life of Christ, every detail was a work of art and a masterpiece of engineering. But then tragedy struck. In 1926, Gaudí was tragically hit by a tram and died at the age of 73. He had devoted over 40 years of his life to the project, yet it was far from complete. At the time of his death, only one of the planned 3 facades, the Nativity facade, was finished, and only a fraction of the church was constructed. His death left the project in a precarious state. So what happened next? After Gaudí's death, work on the Sagrada Familia continued under the direction of his former assistants, but the building project faced significant hurdles. First and foremost, there was the issue of funding. Unlike many large projects, the Sagrada Familia was entirely funded by private donations. This meant that progress was often slow, with work often stalling due to a lack of funds. Imagine, despite all the beauty, all the passion, the project was dependent on the generosity of the public. So for decades, progress remained sluggish. During the Spanish Civil War in the 1930s, things took an even darker turn. The crypt and many of Gaudí's original models and plans were destroyed in the fighting. The loss was devastating, and for a time, it seemed as if the church might never be completed. But despite these setbacks, the Sagrada Familia continued to rise. After the war, architects and craftsmen worked from the surviving plans to continue the construction. However, the journey wasn't easy. Gaudí's designs were so intricate and ahead of their time that many of his ideas were difficult to interpret. Some parts of his plans were left incomplete or unclear, requiring modern architects to use their own ingenuity to fill in the gaps. Fast forward to today, and the Sagrada Familia is still under construction, but the tools being used have changed dramatically. The rise of advanced technology like computer modeling, 3D printing, and digital construction techniques has allowed the builders to speed up the process. In fact, much of the construction today is based on Gaudí's original plans, aided by the latest technology. In recent years, the construction has accelerated. The Nativity facade, the Passion facade, and the Glory facade, each with its own intricate designs, are taking shape. With the help of modern techniques, especially the creation of computer models based on Gaudí's work, it's been possible to build parts of the church that were originally thought to be nearly impossible feats of engineering. Today, it's becoming a reality. But despite all the advances, the question still remains: why is it still unfinished? One major reason is Gaudí's complex and highly detailed designs. Every single piece of the Sagrada Familia is unique, requiring time, effort, and precision. The church wasn't just designed to be a building, it was meant to be a work of art, a physical manifestation of faith, nature, and devotion. Another factor is the sheer scale of the project. Gaudí's vision for the church wasn't just limited to the nave or the exterior facades, it extended to the entire structure. The Sagrada Familia is not just a cathedral, it's a grand architectural symbol of faith, a place where heaven meets earth and where the beauty of nature is reflected in stone. With such an ambitious vision, it's no surprise that completing it has taken so long. And let's not forget the role of tourism. With over 20 million visitors each year, the Sagrada Familia generates the funds necessary to continue its construction. As the largest unfinished building project in the world, it has become a symbol of artistic passion, cultural heritage, and human perseverance. But there's also a sense of anticipation in the air, a desire to see Gaudí's vision completed in his lifetime. And that brings us to the present. The goal is for the Sagrada Familia to be completed by 2026, marking the 100th anniversary of Gaudí's death. But whether or not this deadline is met, one thing is certain: Gaudí's masterpiece is far more than just a building. It is a testament to human creativity, to our unyielding desire to create beauty, and to our ability to dream. Why is the Sagrada Familia still unfinished? Because it is a work of art, one that refuses to be rushed. Each stone, each detail is a step toward perfection, and perhaps, just maybe, that's why it has become more than just a construction project. It's a living, breathing symbol of humanity's ambition and faith, constantly evolving, just as we are. The Sagrada Familia is not just a cathedral, it's a dream still in progress, a masterpiece being built for future generations, a reflection of our shared human journey.